In order to do that, what we are going to do is drag one of the sprites from the character into the scene. I'm going to pick our blue character, and the first one that I'm going to pick is this front image. If you're picking another one, just make sure it says front. So I'm going to drag him in here. And I'm going to right click on this game tab, and I'm going to add tab animation. And this will allow us to make an animation clip for this image. So just make sure that whatever we dragged is highlighted on the hierarchy. And we're going to hit create. And make sure that the path that you're saving it to is the animations folder. So assets animations. And I'm going to name it Alien Idol. And I'm going to save it. And what we're going to do is take that same image that we dragged. We're going to drag it into the animation sheet. And that's all we need for the idle for this one. It's the only one that art folder provided. In other cases, your idle animation would kind of be like the character breathing or doing like a little bending of the knees, and you will have more than one image. But in this case, we only have one. Now, one thing that I really want to point out about making animations is that when you are recording an animation clip, the play button and the icons up here turn red, as well as the sprite and the animator. So that just means that you're recording an animation. If I make any change to this highlighted object within the scene, I will in turn attach it to the animation clip, and you don't want that. So for example, let's say I resized my character while the animation was playing and I rotated it as well. It's just going to, you're not going to see any changes right now within the play, but if I had multiple frames, multiple images here, the animation clip will be like distorted because it will start with this rotation and resize in the beginning, and then it'll be completely different in all the other images. So what you want to do is to make sure that once you're done creating or importing the images to the animation sheet, that everything is turned off when you are done. So you do that by unclicking the record button. And when you do that, everything will turn back to gray and it won't be red. That's how you know that you've exited that recording mode. So what we want to do now is delete this little guy from the hierarchy because we already made his animation clip. And we're going to make the animation clip for the alien walking and the alien jumping. So I use the blue guy. If I go to P2, because that's the blue one, and I go to the folders, the PNG folders, all of the walking animations are going to be separated in this folder. But however, usually when you have a 2D character, you have a sprite sheet, which is what this is. And it's just a bunch of the images all put into one. And then in order to cut them up, you would splice them so that they are all separate images. But since this folder already did that for us, what we are going to do is make an animation clip from all of these. So in the same way that we did the previous one, we're just going to drag the first image from the animation, from the sprite sheet in here, and we're going to create an animation file called Alien Walking. Make sure that it's in that animations folder, hit save, and we're just going to select all of these images and drag them in the sprite animation sheet, sorry, not the sprite sheet, animation sheet. And now if we zoom in here so we can see the character a little better, and we hit play, we'll see that animation. However, I see a little bit of a problem because there's a little bit of a jump. So in order to check every animation frame, what you are going to do is bring this line by clicking to the beginning. And if we press this button, we can look at every keyframe. Every keyframe pretty much is every diamond here, which is every image. So I'm just gonna hit that to look at all the animations. He looks fine up until about there, where he returns back to like not moving. So what I'm going to do, is to delete that key, which is this one. So I'm going to right click delete key. Another thing that you can do is select it and hit backspace to delete it. I'm going to do Control Z to undo that. And I'm going to drag these two little guys back in order so that everything's fine. Okay, that looks good. If you think that the animation is a little bit too fast for you, you can always decrease the number by clicking on this samples number and decreasing it to something else. It can be however way you want. It depends on what you feel you like. So I'm gonna click record here. I'm going to save, and then I'm gonna delete him again because we don't need him. Now the last thing that we are going to do is change the jump animation. And the way that we are going to do that is to drag in the jump character, or rather the jump sprite here. And again, we're just going to create, I'm going to call it alien jump. Make sure that it's in the animations folder again. Save it. And then we're just going to drag that jump sprite inside. And that's it. And again, it's not really going to do anything if you hit play because there's only one image. If there was more than one image, you would be able to see that. Alright, I'm going to hit Control Save. And hit that record button. Make sure that's off. Alright, so now what we're going to do is delete him. Oh, excuse me. Sorry about that. So now what we're going to do is change the robot animations for the alien ones that we just made. So to do that, we're going to go to Window, Animator. Now the animator is different than animation. The animation allows you to put in the images for an animation clip. An animation clip. The animator, you have to have the character selected, of course, to see it. The animator allows you to see all the animation transitions and all the animation parameters that are attached to this character. That's why it looks like this flowchart. Completely different than the animation tab. Alright? So what we're going to do, there's more attributes to this character, like the crouch, but we're just going to change the idle, the walk, and the jumping. So I'm actually going to change the run and walk because the way of this character was made. But when we start making character controllers from scratch, we'll only need to change the animation node for walking. Anyway, so what we're going to do is click on the idle node, and over here on the inspector, we'll see that there is an animation clip attached to that called Robot Boy Idle. Now, what we want to do is change that animation clip to our alien idle one that we created before. So there are two ways to do this. You can either hit this little circle button next to it, and then it'll show you all the animation clips in your assets folder, and then select the alien idle that way. So you can do that, or you can go to the animations folder in the assets and go to the alien idle clip and drag it into the area. Those are the two ways in which you can do that. Now, there's a difference between these files that have a play button and the nodes and the ones with just the play button. The ones with the nodes are animator files, which pretty much is what this is. It's like a flowchart. That's not what you want. That's not an animation clip. That's like a file with a lot more information than just an animation clip. So make sure that you're always dragging the one with the play button, because that's the one that just contains the little animation images on it. The next thing that we're going to do, so now that we fixed the idle, the exact same thing we're going to do to the run, walk, and the jump. So I'm going to go to run, I'm going to change that robot boy run to our alien walking. And the same thing with the walk node. Change it from robot boy walk to alien walking. And then to move around, by the way, I'm holding down that middle scroll button on my mouse. And if you don't have a mouse, the way to do it would be to resize the window until you can see everything. Or take that hand icon, and actually the hand icon doesn't work here. Never mind, just kidding. But yeah, that's why the mouse, I recommend the mouse for this. Oh, if you hold down the Alt key on the mouse, you can do the same thing. If you have the Alt key is the function of that the middle button, holding down the middle button of the mouse, right? Okay. So what I'm going to do now is select the jumping node and change the animation to alien jump. Excuse me, sorry. Alright, so now we change the animations of the robot to our alien animations. So you won't see the changes in scene. I'm going to save it, Control S real quick. But you will see it when you hit play. So when you play, our little alien character is there, and we can move around with him, and then he jumps. It'll jump. Awesome. So now what you see now is that he kind of floats in the air. The reason that is because of the collider that the character controller has. So let's look at it while it's on play mode. So if we select our character robot, we go to circle collider, which is on the bottom right here. And we're just going to change that radius, because that's what's being the problem. So I'm just going to check here to see what is the, I guess it would be 0.001. Well, yeah, so it'll be like 0.0001. So I'm just, now that I know what the number is, I'm gonna hit the play button again and change the radius to 0.0001, enter, and I'm gonna save. And now our little character is going to be in line with a platform, and not floating like it used to. All right, now, the reason why when we hit play, the character falls from the sky kind of and plops down is because of this robot. The collider here that it has on the box is that height away from the platform. So that's the reason why it kind of plops down like that. So to fix that, you can just bring this little guy, the robot, further down so that when you hit play, it actually is. Oh, never mind. That ruined it. Never mind. Just kidding. So I'm gonna hit Control Z to undo that. All right, and then just leave it like that. It really doesn't look bad. Just plopping from the sky. Sorry about that. I know how to make games sometimes. Okay. So now that we did that we created a level, and what else did we do? Oh, we changed the animations of the character. If you would like, you can add a background image instead so that you don't have a blue thing in the back. And the way that you would do that would be just to like download something. I'm gonna check to see if there's anything here that we can bring in, although I don't think there is. Oh, this is kind of cute. Sorry. It looks like it animates too, so we'll do that next class. But I don't see any backgrounds in here for game. So what you can do really is go to Google. It's 2D background. Let's see what we can find. Bring in that you can really add whatever you want. And the way that you would do it is you would download it, right? Drag and drop it into your assets folder. But I'll show you that real quick. Let's see if I find. Let's do this. Kind of pixelated. Whatever. Save it image as. I'm just gonna put it in my desktop. I'm gonna put it in my sprites folder. Sprites. And then I'm just gonna drag it in. Now, what I wanted to show you with bringing in 2D images like that is that you see that it overlays on top of everything that we created. So what you want is for that image to be behind, right? Because it's a background. So what you're going to do is select it on the hierarchy and you're going to click your 2D mode so that you can see the 3D. And I'm going to hold down the Alt key so that I can see everything in line. And I'm just going to move that background image towards the back. And now all of our stuff is in the front. So I'm going to hit 2D again. And now we just need to resize it and move it around. The issue with doing this is that it'll just stay within the background of that area. So the character moves and the camera is moving with it. That background image is just gonna stay there. And I'll show you that in a second. So let's control save and play. So now when my little character is running, do you see how that image just stays static? So that's because it's not on the camera really. So what we want to do is actually attach that image. Attach that image to the camera so that it's always moving when our character is moving. So all you need to do is drag that background image to the camera. And now when you hit play, it'll follow our character around. See? Okay. Awesome. Now, I'm gonna control save. The last thing that I want to do is show you how to put in music into the game. So what you're gonna do is select your main camera, and you can use whatever MP3 file. You can use a WAV file. But I downloaded a song over here that's an MP3 file. I'm gonna highlight the main camera. I'm gonna add a component called an audio source. Click on that. And I'm going to drag this audio file to this audio clip area. And I'm going to make sure that the play on awake box is checked because that will allow the music to start when the game starts. And that's all you need to do to add music. So I'm going to control save. And let me make sure that my volume is on over here. So now when I play the game, there will be music. Cool. Okay. Oops. Took out my headphones so that you guys could hear it. Alright. So that's pretty much all you need to know how to do for the first week and to do your homework. So to make a level and add things to it. The last thing that you need to know how to do is to export all of this so that I can play it when you upload it into Sakai and Google Drive. So how you do that is you're going to go to File, Build Settings. And depending on what platform you're on, whether it's PC, Mac, this target platform area will say different things. So I'm on Windows, so the only option that I have is Windows. If you're on Mac, it's just going to say Mac. And you're going to add open scenes to your build settings. I forgot to actually say that in class, but you're gonna add the scene so that is in the build, there's something there, and you're gonna hit build. And I'm gonna name this in the same name convention that I asked you to in class. So you're gonna put in your last name. It's week 1. Oops. That's my week 1 prototype. I'm gonna save it into my desktop. And I'm gonna save it. And that is going to allow me to play all of your games. Now, the last thing that I want to show you are the 2 files that are created when you make a build. And this only happens when you make a Windows build, not a Mac build. Mac builds only make an application file, which is just singular, right? You don't need anything else. So what came with that was this Unity executable with the name of the project and this data folder with the same name of your project. In order for me to be able to play your games, you need to have both of these files within a folder because they need each other in order for the executable to run. So what I recommend is that you make a new folder with the same name convention, your last name and prototype and all that stuff, and drag those 2 files in that folder. Compress this folder, and when you compress that folder, then you upload it to Sakai and to the class's Google Drive. So in assignments, there will be a prototype week 1 assignment, and then you would upload it. And then you would go into the class's Google Drive, which you should have all gotten a link to by email yesterday. Was it yesterday? Or, yeah, I believe I did it yesterday. If that's not the case, if you didn't get an email, if you didn't get an email, please let me know. Everybody will have their own personal folder here, so you're going to select in your folder and plop in your prototype zip file in there. And if you didn't get an email, again, just email me and I'll add you to it. If not, on the classes Sakai page and resources, the link to the classes Google Drive is right there. Just click on it and then ask me for access when you're prompted. It'll be like, oh, you don't have access to this, ask for permission. And then if you ask me for permission, I'll grant it to you. All right? And that's all that you needed to know. I hope you found the tutorial helpful. And if you have any questions, if you didn't understand something, please shoot me an email and I will respond as soon as possible. Please remember that the week 1 prototype for this is due Tuesday by midnight.